Yo, it's MBTV is back with another banger YouTube video. Today's YouTube video is about a psychology lecture and about why most people's psychology discipline holds them back in trading, why some people might get results in 3 years and other people can get results in 2 months. Now, I want you to actually think about this for a second. Why is it that two people can be staring at the exact same chart like I have here? Exact same chart, exact same time frame, exact same everything. Same setup, same opportunity, completely opposite things happen. One walks away profitable, calm, and in control. The other one blows their account up, loses, or gives back everything. The same market, the same information, two completely different outcomes. Why do you think this happens? Same information, same tools. What's actually different? Because it's not the strategy, and it's not the indicators, and it's not the setup. It's you, the person sitting behind the screen. And I know most people don't want to hear it because it feels easier to believe trading is a technical problem. If you just want to just learn more, you can find videos that talk about really anything now with trading. You can find a new strategy within a week. Everything will fix itself. That's not how it works. Most people don't fall into trading because they don't know what to do. They fail in trading because they can't do what they already know. And that's the part no one wants to admit. The problem isn't the chart. The problem is you under pressure. Your discipline, your habits, and your identity, that's where everything breaks. Most traders start the exact same way. They think if I learn enough strategies, I'll become profitable. So they start binging. Most traders, they start the exact same way. I did. They think if I watch enough YouTube videos, I'll become profitable, or if I learn enough strategies, I'll become profitable. After strategy hopping for more than 4 years, not 4. After strategy hopping for 3 years, I've realized that I would have been profitable probably last year if I didn't strategy hop. It's the stupidest thing you can do. It's like going to the gym and doing your same exercises for maybe 3 months. You get used to them. You're starting to build weight and your weight's going up, and then you just change all the exercises, and when you come back to that old exercise, you're gonna be washed, bro. You're not gonna be good. It's the same thing. When they're binge watching their YouTube videos, they're watching, which is fine. I've learned a lot of stuff from YouTube. You gotta learn. You can't watch it for entertainment. They study ICT, liquidity, indicators, SMC, order flow, everything. They take notes, they feel productive, months go by, but nothing changes. Instead of questioning themselves, they start blaming everything else. The market is rigged. I just need to find a better strategy. I need more time. The truth is, it's simpler than that. Trading is one of the only things in life where effort does not guarantee results. You can work harder than everyone else in the room and still lose money. You can sit in the charts for 10 hours a day and it'll destroy your account. At the same time, someone across the country can show up for 10 minutes, take one clean setup, and win. That's what makes trading different. It doesn't reward effort. It rewards execution, patience, and discipline. It rewards decision making. Most importantly, it rewards control when your emotions are active. Because the real enemy isn't the market, it's you when money's online. It's you. Because the real enemy in the market, because the real enemy isn't the market. It's you when money's on the line. Here's something uncomfortable. Most traders already know this, but they don't do it. You already know to don't overtrade, to don't risk too much, to wait for your setup, to follow your rules. That's not my problem. To follow your rules. Don't risk too much. Wait for your setup, follow your rules. That's not the problem. The problem is when you lose money or you feel pressure or when you get bored, all that knowledge slips through the door and you switch into your emotion mode. In school, we learned that there was 2 parts of your brain. The frontal cortex parts, which controls decision making. Literally all decisions come from the frontal cortex. You have this, I forgot exactly what it was called, something in the back of your brain that does your emotions. Something very important in trading I learned, and this is why I meditate before every single trading session, is that when you have the frontal cortex active, you tend to be taking more trades that are not more trades, but like better setups, better opportunities. Overall, just become a better trader when you're in that thinking mode. The second you start thinking about emotions and all that, your brain activates your amygdala. I think amygdala, something like frontal cortex, amygdala. I think amygdala is the emotional one. You stop following your system, and that's where it ends up bad. You lose one trade, you were thinking fine, the trade was good. Since you lost that money, now your brain, fight or flight mode, you start reacting impulsively. All that knowledge disappears. You switch emotion mode, you stop following your system, you start following impulses, and then that's the real separation. That's the dangerous part. Not intelligence, not information, not self-control. Because trading doesn't reward the calm moments. It rewards what you can repeat in stressful moments, and stress reveals identity. If your identity is I need to make money today, you will break your rules. Now, if your identity is I will follow my system no matter what, you become consistent. Same trader, different identity, and different mindset. That's all it takes. Now, especially if you're young, listen carefully. If you're 15, 16, 17, this phase in your life is not random. This is exactly, literally, where your habits are being built permanently. This is your summer lock-in motivation. This is literally where your habits are being built permanently. This is not your summer lock-in window. Not motivation, not hype, just structure. Discipline, repetition, identity formation. Because while other people are sleeping in every day, scrolling for hours, gaming all night, and chasing dopamine all day, you are either becoming one of them or separating from them. There is no middle path. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're overstimulating your brain, constantly feeding it over gratification and ton of dopamine, you are literally training your nervous system to avoid discomfort, and discomfort is all about trading. Waiting is discomfort. Losses are discomfort. Not knowing is discomfort. So if your brain is addicted to stimulant, just know trading is not for you, because trading is literally the definition of being in discomfort. You are building the opposite skill needed to succeed. This is why most people don't even get close. Most people's brains are wired for stimulant and they're addicted to dopamine. That's why most people don't even get close. The real problem is addiction. Most people still think, like we talked about, that trading is the problem, their strategy is the problem. It's not. It's literally just a stimulant addiction. You are used to constant dopamine to your brain. You're scrolling for 10 hours on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, then you're hopping on a YouTube video from fucking Mr. Beast. Of course, silence is going to feel wrong when you're trading. What do? You force a trade, not because it's valid, because you're bored. If you think about our ancestors, what do you think they did when they're bored? They sat in it. They had stillness. Boredom is very dangerous in trading because boredom leads to impulsion and impulsion leads to loss. Loss leads to revenge trading, and then the cycle continues until you blow your account over and over again until you quit. The real discipline isn't finding more trades. It's learning when to sit still and not trade. The difference between a good trader and a bad trader. A bad trader knows how to trade. A good trader knows when not to trade. That is an elite skill that most people cannot do. Here's the rule that changed everything. You do not rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. Again, if your identity is to try to be disciplined, you will fail. If your identity is, I am disciplined, you're not going to fail. Your behavior changes automatically. If I say, I will get my work done today, I have to. I believe it. I'll get my work done. If I say, I might, all this like 50-50 stuff, it's not going to happen. Even when no one's watching, you might think it doesn't matter. Even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, it's because your mouth speaks everything, because identity controls behavior. Most people stay stuck because they keep acting like their old version. Same habits, same environments, same distractions, same stimulants, and they expect a different life. It doesn't work like that. At some point, it has to end. The version of you that overtrades and the version of you that chases validation, at some point, something has to end. The person of you that overtrades, the version of you that overtrades, the version of you that chases validation, the version of you that breaks every single rule for short-term comfort, that version has to die. not emotionally, not behaviorally. Because every time you follow discipline, you reinforce a new identity. And every time you break it, you reinforce the old one. It's up to you what part you really want to reinforce, and how bad you really want it. There's something else people ignore. That is the identity focus of money. I've been trading now almost 3 years, and I'm 15 years old. I started at 6th grade. I started always thinking about money. I would be, imagine being in 6th grade, right, in class, and you're full porting accounts. That's how I would be. Like emotions, like peak stimulant, peak dopamine. I'm telling you, like peak dopamine. 2 funded accounts on the whole, 10 NQ contracts, and I'm spending it in freaking back of like 6th grade math, bro. I'm telling you. Once I started getting more serious into trading, it was money, 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 money. It was work, 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 work. What's crazy about trading is, I'm going to get into this a little later, the more work does not equal to more money. We already kind of talked about this in the start. If your goal is only money with trading, you're never going to feel satisfied, even if you succeed, because money always shifts your standard. 1K a month, 2K a month, 3K a month, 4K a month, 5K a month, 6K a month, 7K a month, 8K a month, 10K a month, 11K a month, and so on and so forth. Because money will always shift with your standards. You will always want more the more you have. And that's why people can reach wealth and still feel very empty. The real question in life becomes, what are you actually building your life on? Is your identity, I want money? You will always feel behind. If your identity is, I want to become disciplined, strong, and aligned with purpose, then money becomes a byproduct. Trading is a skill. Learning the skill gives you the byproduct of money, not the goal. The goal does not get you money. Being a good trader, which should be the goal, does not make you money. It is the byproduct of doing this. For a lot of people, faith becomes part of that grounding, not emotional hype, but perspective, because it removes panic. It removes deception. It removes that feeling that everything depends on you. When that leaves, clarity shows up. It does depend on you. Now, let's talk about how to actually tell like what trading progress is, because we talked about how if you have one big win and one crazy day, it does not mean, that is not what trading progress is. If you're on your paper trading account, and that's where you're at right now, and you make $10,000 in a day, or whatever money you made in a day, or you lose tomorrow or whatever, you screenshot it and you show all your friends, that's not what progress looks like. And I'm sorry, if you that's what you've been doing your whole life, that's what you think progress is. No, bro. Like, real trading progress is not big wins. It's not screenshots. It's not lucky days. Real progress looks like following your rules after a loss, stopping when you've taken a loss, following your rules after a loss, stopping when you're supposed to stop, taking fewer but high quality trades, not forcing setups, higher RR, higher win rate, not forcing setups, not trying to recover emotionally, because when the goal is not to win every day, the goal because the goal is not to win every day. The goal is to become consistent over months and years. If you're not trying to, if you're trading right now, but you're not planning to trade for the next 2 years, I would say it's not worth it at all. Drop trading and go into like drop shipping or something, bro. That takes patience to become consistent. Most people don't have that because ego wants fast results, but consistency is slow. Silence is a part of that process. Now, my final message is, you are not stuck, you're not behind, and you're not missing anything. You have everything you need to start right now. You are exactly where you need to be right now to learn what you need to learn. Nothing changes until your question changes. Stop asking, how do I make money fast? Start asking, what version of me is consistent enough to make money in the long term? Because once your identity changes, your behavior changes. Once your behavior changes, your results flow. Stop chasing outcomes and start building discipline. Start controlling your habits and start becoming the person you already know you should be. Because that not is only the edge that matters, because not only is that the edge that actually matters, because that is the only edge that actually matters. Not strategy, not indicators, you. Now, this is a little bit about a freestyle part. This is more for advanced traders when they break the rules, they keep breaking the rules, and they don't know what to do. Now, a couple things that I have that I was just thinking about is this entire psychology lecture is taken from different YouTube videos I've watched throughout, just in general. I came across one that I really like one of my favorite psychology lectures. It was by Justin Werlin, and it's when I mastered trading when I stopped making money, when I stopped trying to make money. He was talking about the same things that we talked today, about how one person can make $2,000, one person can make $1,000. Also, the whole paradox of two charts, same exact NASDAQ, same exact everything. One person can lose everything, and the other person can walk just fine in 10 minutes. Now, another thing that we think progressing, let's talk back about progress. When we're thinking in our head, like for progress, you're thinking that you can't tell your progress. And we talked about how progress is so different to what the average person thinks what progress is. Trading is literally all mental. Like, it's so crazy that whatever you're thinking in your brain is what's actually happening. You need to reprogram your brain. There's no way it's gonna work unless your mindset is literally reflecting exactly what you're thinking. There's another thing that you just can't do for trading. Trading literally is, bro, I've been trading for 3 years, and it was not just for nothing. Like, I just said, like, I was like, this cannot not work. I had all the anxiety in the world. I just needed the validation in high school where I could say, like, yo, like, I'm a trader now. I started telling people in high school that I traded. I started having the most terrible months of my life ever, because I was like, yo, like, this guy knows I trade now, and this guy knows I trade now, and this guy knows I trade now. I have, like, damn. I also figured out that trading success takes time, and it was totally normal to go through the up and down periods. I would just recommend keeping everything to yourself until you have everything settled down. Once we have the edge and we can identify it within the market, we must build long-term habits. Long-term habits is the key to trading success, which is patience, discipline. Now, let's talk about like a cycle that a lot of traders go through, which is the one day going good, second day you blow your account. I'm never going to do this again. 3 days later, mental ladder, back on it. Step up, one step up, one step up, 2 steps down. It's also still all about mental. When I started trading, and I was basically I think it was still like I've been getting into trading. I started getting really advanced coming into 8th grade summer, and then getting off 8th grade summer, I was every day, like, I would trade New York session, right? Day that I would take a loss, my entire day would be ruined, because I was seeking the validation of myself through trading. All of my personal value was tied to if I was green on that day. If I made money that day, I felt like I was something. And if I didn't make money that day, I felt like nothing. But that is not what we're meant to experience with trading. And it's not what successful traders think about. Successful traders do not give a fuck. They do not give a damn if they're green on the day, if they're red on the day. What they care about is actually if they follow their rules and if they follow their strategy. The trade outcome does not matter. Because if you're going into the markets, you should already have backtested your strategy and know you have an edge in the markets. And it's all about consistency and repeating the process. Another thing that is going to cause y'all to be successful long term, some of you guys need to zoom out. A lot of you guys are way too zoomed in on the journey. Now you're looking day by day, or focusing on this day where something changes and this day where something changes. It is not that simple. Trading, again, is not that simple. For trading, you need to be thinking in a longevity mindset. I'm talking about, I could have a losing month and still be profitable in the year. I could still have a losing week and still be profitable in the month. You know what I mean? One of my students ended up, this was a while back, 3 weeks ago, that I had on the Discord. He was like, when I have a good, I feel like I have, like, Mark, I feel like I have imposter syndrome. Every time I have a good week, or when I do have a good week and I make money, I feel like I didn't deserve that money. And I said, you don't feel like you deserve that money? Because the world told you that you need to work hard to make money. 100%. Also, what I'm saying to you is, you will make the most money in trading when you will feel like you're doing the least amount of work. The paradox of trading is about arriving, not striving. You're already there. My goal is to align myself with the markets and what it's showing me, not the other way around. I don't tell what the market to do. This is an example I want to talk about.